Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Highruler, and today's video is going to be talking about what I think a lot of people are talking about right now, which is role queue and team compositions. Because I think right now, while the game has had almost like a flawless launch, I think a lot of people are becoming very unhappy with the way the community is taking towards the game, which is people are queuing into matches and they're finding that they're playing with 5 duelists and they're having to be the one vanguard or the one strategist. And I think a lot of people are just not happy with that experience because more often than not, if you're running a team composition like that, you're probably going to lose the match, right? And I think right now people are taking that frustration out on social media and Discord servers and private circles. And I think there's a lot of, uneasy feelings towards the future of the game because NetEase has been so adamant against role queue. I think people are looking towards it and being like, okay, so like what is the solution then? And I offered a solution up on Twitter in terms of what NetEase should have done before launch, but it's also a strategy that they could do as kind of they release more characters throughout the seasons. And that was we needed more A-list characters for both Vanguard and strategist roles because right now, not only does Duelist have 60% of the roster, they have 60% of the most popular characters in Marvel that it seems like that are in the game. Now, right now, you look at the Duelists, and yeah, I mean, they have Spider-Man, they have Wolverine, they have Black Panther. You can go through the list of characters there, and more often than not, the more popular characters are probably going to be in the Duelist role. But to counter that, there are a lot of characters that are A-listers that are in Vanguard, for example, Captain America, Thor, Venom, Doctor Strange, Hulk, right? The problem is that the ratio of A-list characters between each of the roles is too lopsided, to Duelist. Now, one of the things that I think you can kind of infer here is that Duelist is probably the easiest role to play. You log in, you pick a character, you do damage, right? Fundamentally, that is actually the easiest class to play. So naturally, it would make sense for NetEase to kind of put a bunch of popular characters into that role. Even though, for example, Wolverine could probably be a Vanguard. He has a kit basically from the comics that would naturally lend itself to be a Vanguard, right? He takes damage, he heals himself. There is ways that you could do that. Much like there's probably ways that you could take characters that are currently in Duelist and make them a strategist, right? The whole point of a hero shooter sometimes isn't just to take the most obvious route, it's to bend your characters into a gaming philosophy to kind of fulfill the roles that you need, right? So sometimes that means not taking the most obvious choice for a character and bending them a little bit to kind of fill a different role that you need. And I think what NetEase needs to do moving forward is that they need to kind of experiment more. If they have a character that conceptually can be both Vanguard and Duelist, and we're looking at the ratio of what it is now, I think they need to say, okay, this needs to be a Vanguard. Likewise, if there's a character that could be both Duelist and Strategist, they need to say, okay, we could do this, but we need to bolster strategists a bit more. We need to give them characters that are A-list because people will respond to that. If you're so against role queue and you want to give people the freedom to pick the roles that they want, then unfortunately, you need to kind of go against what you may think is your best strategy by giving every character that you could think of into the duelist role. You need to kind of, break the mold a little bit and expand your reach and expand the limits of what you think these characters can do and put them in these other roles. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at the duelist class, which is going to go from maybe 60% of the roster to like 80% of the roster. And then at that point, what's the point of doing a hero shooter with roles? You could have just done something different at that point, right? And I think that's where a lot of people's frustrations are, is that historically we've seen differing ways that these games can go when it comes to rosters, team compositions, role queues, and we've seen that they can implement things such as passive regen. But I think a lot of the time what people want is they just want people to respond and play well and to kind of be picking things without being forced to. And unfortunately, sometimes that does happen. And unfortunately, sometimes that doesn't. But I think right now, players want, players to pick what they need in the team. And sometimes what they need is popular characters to be in these other roles. So if I'm NetEase, I'm looking at my next slate of characters coming out, whoever they may be, whichever order they may come. And I'm saying, okay, if we have a duelist here, can we make them a Vanguard? Can we make them a strategist? If we can, Does it require a significant reworking of our internal roadmap? Does it require a significant reworking of the character? If not, I think it's almost all hands on deck to make this happen. And maybe the duelist class has to sit for the next 3, 4 characters here and really kind of help bolster out the other roles. And if you can do that, then maybe, yes, the calls for roll queue get quieter. Maybe no one cares at that point because people are going to voluntarily pick Vanguard or Strategist. There's a lot of people who play the game right now who voluntarily pick Venom or Captain America or Thor because they want to play those characters, right? Myself included. Give people more reason to pick these characters and pick these roles, and maybe you fix the problem without having to break anything else. That's all I got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this, you want more videos regarding Marvel Rivals, make sure you guys like the video, leave a nice little comment, subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time here. As always, enjoy the rest of your day and the night. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.